Hey, it's been a long time. So, just been busy. It's been crazy. And right now it's Valentine's Day, and we're about to prepare something for tomorrow because there's a big ball game tomorrow. My girls and my son are all playing basketball. So, we want something that's nice and easy. They can reheat. So, we're doing what would generally be called a moyaka, but I'm not doing it traditionally. It's my take on it. And we're going to show you first. I've got the crock pot set on sear, so it's going to be nice and hot. And I am going to use a blender. I'm using the Ninja, but you can just use a regular blender if you want to chop up a half a pound of bacon. Now, I like to get it good and small. Rolling around there real good. And then put that in the crock pot and get it cooking. Hear that sizzle? Yeah, buddy. So we're gonna get her sizzling nice. Get all that bacon off of there. And we want to leave the grease, everything in there, because that's going to add that little bit of fat to your fish, because fish is really lean. So this nice blended up bacon, get it in there. Not only will this add a little meatiness, but we're adding flavor, the salty and the smoky to it's going to be our chowder. Actually, I'm using a crock pot because then I don't have a chance of scalding it, because that's one thing with the chowder. You got to be careful. If you're doing it on a burner, you can scald it, and then that's all you're going to taste is that burnt taste. I know from experience. So while that's cooking, I'm also going to get my vegetables. I have one really big onion and 4 stalks of celery. I'll probably do a half and then I'll do the other half. Same thing, gonna blend it up nice and fine. You don't want big chunks in there. Big chunks will ruin it. All the juice, everything in. And then we'll do the other half, which will be mainly celery.
It smells so good.
It does smell good, doesn't it? So we want it nice and fine. That way you're not getting those big chunks in there. And it kind of adds to the heaviness and the creaminess of what we're doing here. So you don't have to make sure that the bacon is cooked completely through, but you want it, because it's already fine. So as long as you bring it up to temp, she's gonna be good. So we're gonna let that sit for a second and keep cooking, and I'm just gonna rinse my hands, and then I'm gonna show you what I did here. I pre-cooked 5 medium-sized potatoes and cubed them, and those are gonna go in at the end. And then I have 6 pretty generous walleye fillets, so 3 fish. And normally you'd take a whole fish and gut it and then throw the whole thing, boil it, get all the meat off the head, everything. That's a traditional moyaka. My people are not fans of that. So, and I like the whiter, lighter fish than the oily, like lake trout or even the richness of a salmon. So we're gonna use this. Now I cubed it up about the same size as the potatoes. As you can see, it's a nice walleye fillet. And then I'm gonna add that with this stuff that's cooking. All of it. Same thing, we'll give that a bit of a stir. You can see it looks like a nice mixture there. And again, it'll cook as it's in the crock pot. You know, you're gonna leave it for several hours before you eat. So that'll be cooking nicely. I just want to get it browned and started. All right, so we're gonna get the potatoes in there then. Again, that's 5 medium-sized potatoes. And now comes the creamy part. Now, I'm gonna use heavy whipping cream for my stock. And I'm gonna put in 2 quarts because I'm filling up the whole crock pot. Actually, you could probably get away with maybe like one and a half. You can use buttermilk too, or whole milk. I like the heavy cream. I want the creaminess. So I'm gonna put both quarts because I want this filled. Because last time everybody was complaining that there wasn't enough for leftovers. So to top it off, I'll just use, you can use your 1 or 2% milk. But if you use a whole gallon of whole milk, you wouldn't even need the heavy cream. You could get away with that. So I'm gonna give that a little stir. So it's balanced a little bit as it cooks. I'm gonna top this off with fresh parsley. And you stir the parsley in. I have I'll probably use about a tablespoon. And that's pretty fresh stuff. And you stir that through. You can add salt and pepper to taste if you want. I let people do that in their own bowl. And now we'll let this just sit in the crock pot for a couple hours, and you have it. Now, you could eat it right now, really, if you wanted, but I'll show you. Look at that. Oh. And that'll thicken up a little bit as it cooks, but super easy. Can't go wrong. All right, hopefully we'll see you in the next one.